everyone, welcome back to RTS and welcome back to another 15-minute mixer. And of course this one may last more than 15 minutes. It doesn't matter, it's Friday night, we can hang out, have a little bit of fun, have a little bit of fellowship, and a little bit of a flip through. How's that? Yes, and so that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a flip through of this mega box of paper page kits. A lot of my subscribers have been asking to see that, and then recently I have been going through some, and I just got so many things going on. It's just, you just have to love this hobby because there are so many components, there are so many things to do, there's so many things to organize, there's so many stories to scrap. It's just all fun. Just make sure you find that balance. That's how I work through all of that, because sometimes you can organize all the time, and then sometimes you're just shopping all the time, sometimes you're just scrapbooking all the time, but you do have to find a balance because there is a lot of components to this hobby. And I will tell you, before I even get into this, let's just get into some fun. So just grab yourself a drink, kick back, relax, do something along with me. Do some organizing, do some scrapbooking, just hang out with me. And you never know, we may have a giveaway somewhere in this video. Absolutely. You know how I love to give things away. Okay, so let's just get right to it. I was recently watching a hoarder episode, and I tell you what, if you want to get motivated to do something, watch Hoarders. And I will tell you, that is a very hard show for me to watch because I try to listen to it. I try not to watch it, because if I watch it, I get too upset and I start to cry. And it's very emotional for me because I feel so upset for these people, for, you know, what they're going through and what happened that resulted in what they're hoarding and this and that. But the last few that I've watched, they keep talking about scrapbooking and crafting, and I'm looking around my space and I'm like, oh dear Lord, maybe I need to get a handle on things. But anyways, it is a motivator to look at your own space, to see what maybe you are just in a rut about, or something that you're piling up. That's my problem in life, is piles. And so it is something, you can learn something from that show. My husband refuses to watch that show. He will not watch it at all. And I told him, I said, there's a lot of psychological topics about that show. It's not just about, you know, hoard. It is something else. But I tell you what, when the last few episodes talked about scrapbooking and crafting, and yeah, he makes you think a little bit. Absolutely. Okay, so let's get into some questions, and then I'm going to start working on this paper page kit flip through. But I'm in no hurry, so just hang out with me a little bit of chat. So some of the questions I've been getting is the 6x12 baggies. Where do I get them? And I will have the link below. I think I forgot that in my last video. And so I have the link below. Just get them from Amazon. They're really, really nice. And I will tell you, I get them, they come in pack of 100, and I think I've ordered it 3 times. Yeah, but they're good for other things too. You know, just not for thicker. So I'll have that link below. And then the next question I've been getting is, because I get a new subscribers every day, thank you Lord, and so they ask questions that they might not have seen in other videos. But what printer do I use? And I use an Epson PictureMate Charm. Now that one is no longer available, but what they do have now, and the next one that is on my list, is the PictureMate 400, and so that one is the next on my list. Actually, I think I may ask for that for Christmas. I think, you know, my husband got me an Epson printer last Christmas, thinking it was a photo printer, but it's not. It's an Epson printer. But I will have the link below for this Epson PictureMate 400, and I want you to look on the Epson if you're interested in an Epson printer. Just because it says Epson doesn't mean it is a photo printer. It can print photos, but doesn't mean that it's classified as a photo printer. Epson printers are just, bar none, my favorite. I'm so thankful that my hubby started me out in one of those little ones way back in the day when I wanted to print at home, and I have never used anything else but Epson, and I haven't found anything online that compares to what I print at home, and I find that very amazing, because technology is technology. But what I print at home with my Epson PictureMates, yeah, I can't find anything comparable. And I will have a photo series listed below, which we talk about a little bit about photos. But yes, the PM400 is the one I would recommend, and that's the one that's on my list. Now, my husband bought me, last year he bought me an Eco Tank. I think it's 3750 or 2750, and it prints really, really well. Saves a lot of money on ink, but it's not a photo printer. So just because it says Epson, make sure you look before you hit that buy button if you want to print photos. There is a difference there. Just because a photo, and that's what my husband was saying when he went to Best Buy. Someone had said, "Oh, I worked for Epson, and this really good works. You can print photos." Yeah, you can print photos with an Eco Tank, but the Eco Tank line through Epson is not considered photo printers. They can print photos. They can print anything. They can print on socks if you want to, but it's not a photo printer as far as Epson standard. Okay, so now let's talk about Fiskars customer service, because someone recently asked me if I could share the customer service information again. And I think it's because one of my subscribers recently posted on Deborah's Facebook group, which I will have that link below. I think they're almost up to 1,400 members. That is awesome. And those ladies share something every single day. There is a lot going on at that Facebook group. I will tell you, Deborah, you did something really great there. And then to have so many wonderful people part of that group that share, and they just are so talented. Oh my goodness, yes, you do. I don't do Facebook as far as what more normal people call Facebook, but there are a couple groups I check in because there are some YouTube changes coming. But that may be another different mixer. Yes, there are some changes coming. So I would say, I'll just say that right now. If you love a YouTube channel or a group, make sure you have another way of contacting them other than just through YouTube, because I think for some videos, comments will be disabled in the future. I think some videos, well, that's another whole topic, but just make sure you have another place to go for the channels that you enjoy. And so Deborah's Facebook group for us here at RTS, that is really our home place where you could reach out to people. Okay, so Fiskars customer service will be listed below, and so if you have any Fiskars product that is giving you problem, all you simply need to do is contact them, show them in some photos if you can what the problem is, and they will replace it. Because with Fiskars, no matter if you are buying crafting tools or gardening tools, I have a lot of gardening tools that are by Fiskars, or even those scissors. Oh my goodness. If I had $1 for every time my mom had orange-handled Fiskars scissors in our life, yes, it is lifetime warranty on everything, trimmers, and I wish there was, you know, some kind of extended warranty for blades, but that's not available. But punches, and especially in the recent Tuesday morning. No, I'm not going to say recent as in this month, but in one of the past recent Fiskars, they had some punches and there was problems with them. And so, yes, definitely contact them. And they don't usually ask you to send the item back, but always offer that. That way they know you're for real. Because anytime I ask for a replacement or warranty info, I always offer, I will send this item back as long as I can get something that works. Because if you have the product in hand and you can't use it, you're just going to have to trash it anyways. So, yes, Fiskars is lifetime warranty, even on those trimmers. And one representative said to me one day, there is no reason in life that you should ever buy 2 Fiskars trimmers because it's lifetime warranty. Now, that's something to think about. Sometimes they will send you a new trimmer. Sometimes they will send you a new cutting, not a blade, but a cutting bar, you know. Sometimes they'll send you that. So sometimes they'll send you replacement pieces, and they'll send you 4 or 5 at a time. So definitely look into any Fiskars product you have that is causing a problem. Fiskars truly, truly has one of the best customer service I've seen in this hobby. Bar none. Fiskars is where it's at. Yeah, especially for trimmers. That is my favorite trimmer. Okay, so now let's talk about one more thing, and then we'll start the paper page flip through. I hope you're doing something. And so, Barbara Greenberg, you were the winner of my travel giveaway. So I have that video listed below. Reach out to me. Sandra and Cassandra have already contacted me, and their giveaways will be going, but I'm waiting for to hear from Barbara. And so hopefully I can get her giveaway and get those all sent at one time. Okay, so now let's talk about what's in front of me. This was a page that I worked on a video. I think the video ended up being about 40-some minutes long because I did show and I don't want to say all the time, but I do need to address that. Okay, let's address that. The ums and the okays and the all rights. And when you're watching a YouTube channel, and, you know, sometimes there has to be pauses because you can't constantly just talk and talk, because you get told about that too, talking and talking. But this is a talking channel, everybody knows that. But I noticed in some videos lately that people have been leaving comments to other YouTube channels. You say the word okay, you have too much pause, you have too much of anything, you know. And honestly, give it a try and see how hard videos are. It is not as easy as you think. And if I don't have notes to go by, I would be sitting here just saying, okay, what was I thinking? I lost my train of thought. It just happens. It's all part of hanging out. When you have a conversation with your girlfriend, or if you're at a scrapbooking retreat, there's a lot of people that say and okay and all that. And so I do say okay all the time, and I want to say when you're filming, it's because for me, I have to pause my brain. And when I say okay, that is a pause for my brain. And I didn't notice that I did that all the time till I started filming. But in real life, that's what I do. When I'm thinking, I always say, okay. And that is my word for myself, for my brain to calm down and go to the next statement, or the next note, or the next project, or the next thing on my to-do list. So when you see a YouTube channel gal, especially in scrapbooking, when you're doing real-time scrapbooking, those pauses when you're saying okay or it's just a pause for your brain to go on to the next thing. I just want to say that because I don't know why people comment about some of the things I comment, but oh my goodness, could that be another mixer? Oh yes, it could. So anyways, in this video, I was doing a showing of this template, which is just lovely. It's a sunburst. And once I got done with it, I didn't like it. It is okay, it's pretty, it's whatever, but it didn't fit my mood and feel of the layout that I was working on. So I just stopped. I didn't finish the layout. I finished this as a base page. I did finish it. And so all I did was take Carta paper, and I used this template. And these are fun, and hopefully in the future I'll do that again. In the fall, I seem to break out my templates. I'm stitching more. So maybe in the fall I'll do that again. But if you have these templates, break them out. Play with them. In the fall, we seem to have more time for our craft. And so that was the result. It did end up pretty. And instead of sewing, and maybe that's why I didn't like it as much, because you know sometimes how you visualize something in your brain, that's not how it translates to a page. And so I used washi tape for the seams, which was easy and quick. And it's very pretty, but it just didn't fit my mood and feel of what I was doing, which was about a sunrise. So that maybe I'll do that again. But anyways, I wanted to show that. Break out those templates, have fun. I don't know what it is about fall. The air is getting cooler. You just want to feel like you're doing stitching and crocheting and working out your templates and things like that. Okay, so now let's go into this big box. And I'll just keep on talking because I have a list of things. This is a huge box of page kits that are nothing but paper, and I separate them by a piece of copy paper. And this box is so full, the lid does go on, but it's got some lump and bump to it. Okay, so I will do a little bit of a flip through, and I think I can get through all of them. I think there is over 30 to 35, maybe 40, maybe 50. I don't know. It's a chunk. And so I just wanted to show that. So what I think I'll do is I'll just pull a few out of the box at a time and just show you some of these things that I have done for kits. Now in my space, I do kits every form and fashion, every size you can imagine. I have small, medium, large, I have mega. Yeah, it's just something I love is kits. And this is something that when you want to make a kit, and I just got a paper cut. Yes, I did. Oh, great gravy. Oh my goodness. Oh man, shut the door and slap the dog. Yes, I did. I just got a paper cut. That is the third one this week because in my space I have been moving things. And I'll give you a little bit of update on that as I fix my paper cut. And it's on the same finger that I did the last one. Ugh. Is that when you want to play with paper, but yet your brain is not ready to do a layout and that whole process, you could absolutely just get out a paper pad or some loose papers or a collection and pair it up with some older items, newer items, and just do page kits. And these are paper page kits. There's nothing else in them but paper. And so I have been doing that, I don't know, for years. Yes, when I want something to do, or if I honestly want to take my brain someplace else, I will sit down and make page kits. And just doing paper page kits is very easy and very quick because you don't have to pull out anything else. It's just paper, and they stack very well in a box. You cannot put these in a bag, as I've learned the hard way, because if you have smaller pieces, great way to use scraps. So in this case, you see that I have a 12 by 12. This is probably a 9 by 12, and then I even have some scraps. And I have a project life card. And then I also too have 6 by 6, but also 2 specialty. So that is a great example right there as I'm fixing my paper cut, because I don't want to get blood anywhere. No. Isn't that something? When you get a paper cut, you have to literally stop what you're doing and take care of this little paper cut. But this is a great example of different things you can put in a paper page kit. There's specialty, there's 12 by 12, there's scraps, there's specialty, there's project life cards. Anything that's flat and paper, stick it in. Absolutely. Okay, I think I'm good here. I think so. Yeah. Plus, I need to get a drink as well. And then I have so many things. Oh my goodness, there are so many things happening on YouTube right now. As a crafting community, we are so blessed with the amount of activity that people put on their channels. And so I'll talk about all that. Oh my goodness, there's a list. Okay, so in this box, that's all this is paper page kits. And as I talk about what's going on, I will just show you a little bit of a flip through of those. Yes, I think I'm all fixed up here. Oh no, no I'm not. Isn't that crazy? And so that's how I separate them, just with a piece of copy paper, because otherwise, how would you know what's going to start and what's going to stop? Well, that won't work, will it? No. Okay, so here's another one. And so how many papers do I put in when I'm doing a process like this? And I will move things over here because I have a new cart in my space, and I'll be talking about that in a 15-minute mixer, because my lovely subscribers bought this cart for me, because if someone signs up through the load event and they use my code, Alice gives me a portion of the discount, and so I use that discount to buy a cart to help me film, and so I will be showing that. So thank you to my lovely subscribers who use the load, that have signed up for the load event or the Scrap Happy membership using my code, which that'll be listed below, because I use that for something for filming, so that was fun. And so how many papers do I put in? Whatever floats my boat. So right there's 5, but not all of them. There's a specialty 6 by 6, and there's some 12 by 12, and I'll go a little quicker here as I do this. Okay, so let's talk about, you know, I'll get distracted. I might as well just say that right now, because whenever I see pretty paper, I'm distracted. Yes, and that is all paper. There's nothing else with that. Man, I did slice that. Yikes. That poor pinky finger. Yeah, I think what I did is I just sliced open what I had the other day. Okay, and so yes, it's all flat, and so it's just playing with paper. But yet when you want to, especially if you're going to a crop, or you're having a scrappy event or a scrap session, pulling out these paper page kits, I mean, look at that. And so you'll notice that I usually start with an inspiration piece that has multicolor, and I just add corresponding color with that. And so easy peasy. A lot of times it's flowers. Sometimes I try not to get flowers, but that is a paper page kit. Okay, so let's just keep on going. And again, separated by copy paper. So let's talk about some YouTube happenings right now. Well, the first thing, that there are a couple of Scraptember things. And right now, there is an event called Scraptember. It is put on by Miranda, Natalie, Laura, and a bunch of guests for the whole month. And so definitely the link will be below. Check that out, because they're doing a video every day in September. Oh, there was another one for that one. No, it wasn't. And so isn't that awesome? Oh my goodness. Yes, a video every day. I don't know if I could do that. That is a serious commitment. So thank you, ladies, to give inspiration. You have to kind of work ahead for something like that. So they've been planning that for some time. Isn't this color scheme pretty? Teal with some brown. That's very pretty. And this even has embossed cardstock. So that's another question I get all the time when I'm doing page kits. Do I put cardstock in? Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. If I have things laying around, instead of trying to put it away, I'll just put it in a page kit, call it good. Okay, so that is embossed ivory cardstock. That is beautiful. That is just absolutely, it looks vintage, looks retro, looks modern. It just looks pretty. Yes. Okay, so thank you, gals, for doing that Scraptember. There are a lot of guests, wonderful guests, in that Scraptember, so definitely check it out. Okay, what else we got going on here? I told you I might have to take a break. This 15-minute mixer is definitely going to be longer than 15 minutes, but we're just hanging out tonight. That's all we're going to do. Okay, so this is just basically scraps, but you see a color scheme of pink, turquoise, and yellow. And so sometimes when I'm doing that, a color inspiration is just something I want to play with. And of course, look at that. There's some scraps. You can never go wrong. You can do a lot with a little bit of paper. And I want to say that in the 4for4 series, as I've been doing that, I will tell you, every time I go through a 4for4 series, I have that playlist below, you can honestly do so much with just 4 pieces of paper. I mean, we do 4 layouts with 4 pieces of paper in our 4for4 series. So when you're doing something like this, you don't have to put everything in the kitchen sink in there. You don't need 10 pieces of paper, because just keep in mind, 4 pieces of paper really are 8 if they're double-sided. Sometimes they're not, okay? So sometimes they're not. Oh, that's pretty right there. There's a 2-for-1, right. Okay, so when you're doing something like this, you don't have to put in 10 pieces. I do 3 or 4, couple scraps. Easy peasy. Okay, so the next thing that I have just recently saw is that my lovely friend, Becky Bitting, maybe it'd be easier and faster if I did this. I'll just grab a chunk at a time. Is that she recently shared her stamp organizing project that she's working on, and she is doing, it is going to be fabulous when she's done. Look at that. See, that's just 12 by 12 piece of paper, but that's pretty. She is absolutely scanning her stamps, and then she'll put them in a catalog. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you talk about it. She's going to have it all going on. And I had left her a comment that is so good to show someone that is new to scrapbooking or you're new to stamping, because you can get a handle on it really quickly if you don't have a lot of stamps. I have too many stamps. I bagged the whole idea of a catalog for my stamps. It would be a dream, but I went by categories, and so it's easier for me just to grab a category of stamps than to grab a catalog, if that makes sense, because I don't use my stamps as much as, I don't know, stamps is one of those things that when I look at my space, I always say I wish I would have never started buying stamps, but that's another conversation. And I know some other people have made that same comment too. Yes, I don't know. I blame Nicole McGorick for that. Nicole McGorick Spore, I blame her for that. And so you see that not all of my colors are bright. I even put in a couple dark, and this Simple Stories line 24/7. I will be glad when it totally leaves my space. I don't know why I thought I would like this, but this was a learning experience. And not only did I buy this, but I bought 2 of it because it was different at the time. I wonder if I can find a year. 2013. But then I don't like using it. And so it was a learning lesson for me that I migrate towards brighter colors than darker colors. But, you know, you don't want to do everything the same. So you can see that in this piece, this is just a 6 by 12. I took the colors from this. So here we have a graph, and then we have this red, and then of course I have this basic gray. So just pulling those colors from that inspiration piece. Yes, so definitely I will have the link below for Becky, and check out. Here's some My Mind's Eye. Now, I have done this before for page kits, where I will take a collection that's older and I'll just cut it up into different sizes, different pieces, and just marry them together to make some page kits. I've done that many a time through the years, and this is one of those examples. This was My Mind's Eye Collectible by Jen Allison. The texture and the weight on this paper, gorgeous. And so I just cut them in 6 by 12s and put a few in a pile. You'll see a couple more coming up from that same collection. So easy, fast scrapbooking. So what else is going on YouTube right now? See, here's that same one. There's that same My Mind's Eye. Very pretty. Is that there are a lot of destashes going on right now. Oh my goodness, yes. My friend Tosha is showing some. And I'm telling you what, she's got good prices on her destashes. Definitely. I look into Tosha. She is with a date with my craft room. So definitely check into that. And there are some other people. I think I see destashes every week. Pull up in my notifications, which I'll talk about that in just a minute. For YouTube, every so often, it gets kind of wonky, and you don't get notifications from channels that you've been subscribed to for a long time. I don't know why, and so so it seems like every so often, if you realize, oh, you're not getting a video from someone you're used to watching, and you go and they had 3 or 4 videos posted and you didn't even know, I don't know what happens to notifications. So what happens is that I will unnotify, unring the bell, and then I ring the bell to, just to make it refresh, I guess, because I was just telling Lisa this the other day, that she had 3 videos up. I didn't even know she had anything up because I didn't get any notification. So it just happens that way with YouTube. I think it gets, excuse me, I think it gets wonky. So sometimes don't always rely on your notifications for content on YouTube. It just doesn't work. Here is a great, this is die cuts with a view, with a graph. Very, very pretty. Yes, so there is a lot of destashes, and along with that, there's a lot of Tuesday morning hauls, because Tuesday morning, they're a contender, baby. They are really a contender. So there's not even a 6x12 in this one, but I love that color scheme. So I'll just I need to stop talking about every one of these. But, okay, well, I'll talk about this one. Look at this one. This is smaller pieces. And then this even has a die cut. So if you have a lot of these type of elements in your space and they're just like, what do you do with them? Put them in some page kits. You're probably more apt to use them that way. Yes. So along with the Tuesday destashes, or the destashes are Tuesday morning hauls. And so sometimes I can watch them, sometimes I can't. This is just a color scheme of yellow and black. You can also do that too. Just pick 2 colors and play with them. That's a good use of scraps right there, especially if you organize your scraps by color. So the Tuesday morning hauls, getting in Authentique, 49 in Market. And Jen Hatfield, well, she's just been everywhere lately. Isn't that fun? I get so excited when I see other gals getting excited about Jen Hatfield, because she is a fabulous designer. But I will tell you, I think her designs are not what they used to be. I think Jen Hatfield has gotten away from Jen Hatfield and went more to the American Crafts designer of things. That's just my opinion, but it's all still lovely. But yes, I loved her original collections. And so this was some leftovers. I think this was leftover from the 4for4 series this summer round. So leftovers is another great way. Instead of just finding a place for it or throwing it in your scrap bin, just add a piece of cardstock or another 12x12 piece of pattern paper. Take those leftovers and stretch them out. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. A little bit of paper goes a long way. And so why would I have hordes and hordes of paper? Let's just talk about that right now, because as I've been doing some things, and my goal for my room lately is that I'm trying to take some things out of my space, because new things will be coming in. So in a year or so, new cabinets are coming in my space. And so I need to think about, you have to think what the end game is before you can start something. And so before I get into some custom built furniture, I need to think about what I want for my space. So right now I'm taking things out of my space that just really are not what I love. Or in my case, my little girl moved out into her own home, and, I'm moving furniture around. So then when you're moving furniture, it makes you change everything. I cannot believe that moving one piece of furniture in my space, and then of course wanting to get my paper pads a little higher up because of my vertigo, how that resulted in so many changes in my space. I don't know how that happened. But as my hubby was coming in, checking on my progress one day, I said to him, if I buy another piece of paper, please smack me in the head and ask me, what are you doing? And his response was, now, mind you, my hubby is different. He is the shopper in the family. There's that color scheme again. He is the shopper. He loves to shop, He gets the high from the buy. I get the high from the try. And so I'll talk about that in just a minute. So anyways, he said, well, I don't see anything wrong with this. He said, I think it's great. He said, you really do a lot for us as, for our albums and memories. And he said, I'm glad you have all of this. I'm like, but I have a lot of paper. I truly do. I don't have a lot of anything in my space other than paper. Paper is what I have the most of, and paper would be the last thing I get rid of. So I guess that makes sense. So when you are looking at your space and reevaluating things, go to what you love the most and what would you get rid of last. And for me, it's paper. I have a lot of paper. Yes. I have paper that is so high. I think my paper pads alone is taller than me. No joke. Yes. I told that to my daughter. Yes, now here's a page kit that, look at this. This is several pieces of paper, but they're not my favorite. I could always use one for a background. Always flip this over. If it's not two-sided, you could use that as a base. But there are, when I was in the 4x4 series in the summer run, I was tired of this paper. Not tired of it, but I had already played with it, so I wasn't really apt to do anything else with it. And there was only a few pieces of paper left in the paper pad, so I ripped the remaining pieces out of that paper pad. That's another way to make page kits, is to, if you have some paper pads that are running low, rip them out, make some page kits. And so don't forget to flip some paper that you really don't care for. Flip it over if it's white or a solid, or heck, even if it's not, you can wallpaper that and use that as long as it has some weight to it. And this was Carta paper. And so, yes, I was showing a picture to my little one about my paper pads, and she said, Mom, that's a problem, because she is the purger. So in our family, even though we're related, we all have different attitudes when it comes to shopping and using and purging. So my hubby, he gets the high from the buy. Putting it in the cart is his thing. He loves to shop. Yes, this is pretty. So you see what I did? I just took the colors simply from this multicolor paper. I added in this teal, and I added in this this fuchsia pink. Very pretty. So stay tuned for a giveaway too. Absolutely. So he gets the high from the buy. I get the high from the try. Means I get the high from using everything. So I asked my little one, I said, so what do you get the high from? She said, I get the high from the purging. So it's funny how all three of us, even though we're related, we look at things and we approach things differently when it comes to shopping and using what the items we shop for. It's interesting. She said, oh yes, when I can purge something, because she's a minimalist. And I think that, I don't know if that's a modern age thing. Oh, see, now here's a die cuts with a view paper. I will never use that, but it's such a nice weight and makes for a nice background. So if you have papers like that you come across in your space, put them in a separate category. I put these right along with my cardstock, my white cardstock. Instead of using a piece of American Crafts or Basil white cardstock as a base, I put it, the group right along with this, and that way you can use that as a base. So she said, yes, I get the high from the purge. So it's amazing. So in our home, things have always had a great balance of bringing things in, using what we bought, and then also to purging, because of all three of our different personalities. So we've had a great balance in our family. I'm very thankful for that, because I would tell you, if you buy and buy and buy, and then you never get rid of anything, you just can't do that. You have to learn. You got to purge. Well, this is just going and going. Look how many pieces this has. So this is not 3 pieces, but it's a little bit of everything. This is Simple Stories. I think that was Vintage Bliss. I think that's what it is. Yes. So that is, oh, here's a Bella Boulevard. I just stuck all of that in there. And so, when you're putting page kits together, one thing that you can tell yourself, sorry I keep going back and forth, but that's how my brain is that if you're someone that you always like to use pattern papers as your background, mix it up, throw in some cardstock. Or if you're someone who's always using cardstock, mix it up, throw in some pattern paper. Just do a little bit of both. And sometimes you can get yourself out of that rut. Absolutely. Okay, so what's next with the Tuesday morning hauls? Okay, let's talk about what this Scrappy sisters, Kate and Jess, let's talk about what they're doing. They are doing Scrap September as well. And they have a lot of guests, and I think they're doing a video every day too. It's amazing how gals can get that done. It's amazing. And then I am just so thankful for all the inspiration. I don't get to watch all of them, and I don't get to watch everything as often as I used to, but when I travel, I'm so thankful for Scrappy videos. So thank you, Kate and Jess, for doing that series again. They are just they're just talented gals. And then to have a group of gals joining them for that Scraptember, that is very fun. This is a My Mind's Eye Lucky in Love. And I will tell you, this was one of my least favorite Valentine's papers. Again, this was a learning experience. This was 2012. That I do not like this distressed vintage darking. I don't like that. And so I noticed that when I would buy those and I wasn't using them, I had to keep asking myself, why? It's My Mind's Eye. How could you not love it? There's even some basic gray. It's because of this dark distressing. And so once I realized that, I stopped buying distress inks. I stopped buying papers that were heavily distressed, and I stopped buying papers that were in that darker distressed color. So when you're not using something, you can learn from that too. Don't beat yourself up and say, I bought that and I bought that and I bought that and didn't use it. Look at it and say, okay, what can I learn from this? It may be it just doesn't match your personality or your style, so put that in your memory bank for the next time you buy something. Okay, so I'm going to show this one more, and then I'm going to pause and come back, because that way I don't have to compress this video. So here is more of that 24/7. Please be gone. Please be gone. And here is some die cuts with a view. They really have nice paper. Heavyweight paper. Okay, so I will pause there for a minute and come back, and we're going to talk about some more YouTube happenings, a giveaway, and then also, too, yeah, just some more fun. Hold on. Okay, I'm back because we're just hanging out. I'm having some tea here. Love my tea. I love my English breakfast tea by Twinings, or Twinings, as however you say it. We call it Twinings in this house. Oh, my English breakfast tea. Love it. Can't get enough of it. No, love it. And I love my little mug warmer, my Mr. Coffee mug warmer. I have the link below. You can get them at Amazon. That is one of the best things I have in my space, because, you know, you come back to your space, you sit down, you scrap, you want to hang out. You don't want your coffee or your tea to go cold. Or coming up, we're going to have a hot apple cider. Yes, and then also, too, hot cocoa coming up. You want to keep those warm as you're scrapbooking. So those Mr. Coffee mug warmers, I've gotten several for gifts. So we're going to keep on going through this paper page kit pile. I don't know if I'll get through all of it. I'm not even halfway through. That is how big this pile is. Okay, so let's talk about what else is coming up on YouTube. In September 23rd, there will be a Bible study, if you're interested in that, over at Lisa's channel at Madenew to Create. And so I will have the link below for Lisa's channel, and also to the book that we're going to be doing. I haven't gotten mine in the mail yet. I have ordered it from Amazon. So it is one of those things, again, simple stories 24/7. Okay, be gone. It's one of those things I want to invite you, if you want to hang out and talk about the faith a little bit. And please know, there's no Bible thumping going on. Okay, I just want to reiterate that. And so a lot of people have asked about my Bible journaling. And I think since I'm going to be joining in with Lisa and the gals doing this Bible study, that maybe I will absolutely talk about Bible journaling, and then also to maybe show some of my Bible journaling, because there are different approaches for that. Mine is Bible journaling. It's not Bible art journaling. The word art never crosses my mouth when it comes to my Bible journaling, because that's not me. That I'm not artful in that sense. So, but I do want to encourage you, if you want to join in. It's just a place. You don't even have to buy the book. Honestly, you do not. If you love the Lord and you want to hang out with some like-minded people, talk about the faith, talk about the Word, and just have a little bit of fellowship, yes, I want to encourage you to hop over. It starts September 23rd. I'm not sure how Lisa's going to do the schedule for that, but she'll tell us. And she does a lot of live streams. She's such a beautiful, beautiful person. Yes, I can't say that enough. I'm so thankful I got to meet her through YouTube, and she's just wonderful. And that she's using her channel for this type of formatting. Yes, yeah, it's just awesome. So definitely, I'm excited for that, because I've always been wanting to find an online group. Because of traveling, it has to be online for me, to get together and work through some Bible study, not just the Bible itself, but like a workbook, a study book, and just have discussions. That's all it is. It's just discussions, hanging out. And it's no Bible thumping. No, because I am not a Bible thumper. I just love the Lord. That's all it is. Okay, so I will have Lisa's information linked below. Hit that show more button, and you will see more about that. So I'm excited about that. Really excited about that. So I will show some Bible journaling. That is on my to-do list, coming up sooner rather than later. And so again, here is another die cuts with a view paper. I will not use that, but it's such a nice weight. It makes for a perfect background. Absolutely. Now sometimes I will wallpaper the whole thing, or not. Very pretty. Look how many pieces of paper in that. Again, simple stories. You can tell I took that collection, and I just sat down one day and cut it all up and then dispersed it into page kits. Some I have played with, some I haven't. It's a pretty line. I'm not sure why I'm not drawn to it as much as, maybe if it's a doll, A dull color scheme? I'm not sure. Okay, so what else? Okay, so Heather has a back to school week going on her channel. So definitely check that out. I'm so excited to look into that. Get you in the mood to do some scrapbooking of school pages. So I will definitely have Heather's information listed below. But she's part of our monthly celebrations YouTube hop, so you already know who Heather is. But I will have her back to school week. I will have that listed below. And then also too, yes, what am I doing here? Okay, what am I doing? Yes, there's more. I'm just flipping through these page kits in the papers they're in. So then also, look at that, Carta ball. Yeah, and look at this wood grain. This came from Paper Studio. Look at that beautiful yellow distressed wood grain. Now, which makes no sense. I'm not into distressing, but I love wood grain, distressed wood grain. But I think that's just because of my rural country girl life. Yeah, I just like that. And so Katelyn, Kate and Clary, she has a series going on right now, Falling Back to Basics. You know, we're in the fall season, and so she has a series going on, and Falling Back to Basics. So I will have that linked below. Like I said, there are so much going on. Yeah, see what I'm saying? Look at that. Do you see what I inadvertently did? Right here is a page kit of 3 pieces. There's a piece of cardstock right there. It's Basil or American Crafts, either one. And so I just had 2 pieces of paper and already went to the band and the block design. That is a quick page. Put a couple photos on there, title, journaling, bing, bang, boom, you're done. Yes, that is a simple, simple page. The band, I'd say that's probably 6 inches, 6 by 12, and then an 8 by 8 block. Simple, quick, efficient, does the job, and it's beautiful. Yes. Okay, so let's talk about the giveaway for a minute. Okay, so what is the giveaway? The giveaway, believe it or not, hold on to your socks, hold on to your hat, hold on to your underwear. You know what the giveaway is for? It is for all of these page kits. This entire box that I just showed, this pile here, all of this, that is the giveaway. Yes, for our Friday night 15-minute mixer, the giveaway is all of these page kits. And I know it's over 30, 40, 50. I don't know. I hope it all fits in the box. Yes. Now, this is for USA only because it is paper. It is heavy. And what I will do is I will have them in stacks just like I was showing here. This is beautiful, beautiful fashionista paper by Echo Park. Love that. So you could fussy cut. And then there's some crate paper to go with it. So what I will do is I will have these stacked and separated by copy paper. So every time you would see a piece of this copy paper, you know that is where this page kit starts, and then where one stops and where the other one starts. Okay. So, but I will have them in a bag. So when you pull the bag out of the box, lay it flat, and then pull them out in such a manner. Don't pull them out vertically. Pull them out horizontally, if that makes sense, because they will shift in the mail. So that is what this giveaway is for. That's why I'm doing this flip through of this entire box, because that is the giveaway. Somebody will win every one of these page kits that I'm showing for some fast scrapbooking in the future. Yes. Oh, yes, because I'll tell you why I'm doing that. Now, also, too, with page kits, don't forget you can throw in some washi strips. You can, not rolls of washi, but washi strips or border stickers or paper scraps that a lot of people keep, these branding strips. Throw those in your page kits as well. So the reason I'm doing this is as I was going through my space and rethinking things, I have a lot of kits. I have a lot of paper page kits. I have a lot of page kits. I have a lot of collection kits. I just have a lot of kits. And so this was something I thought I could bless someone else with. And I have an abundance of this. Abundance of this. Abundance of this. This is Jen Hatfield right here. This is one of her earlier lines. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful. And then I added in some, I think this is My Mind's Eye, Authentique. Look at that pretty. Oh, gorgeous. Yes. So what do you have to do for this giveaway? Well, you know I love to give things away. And I also like to make it easy. So all you have to do is be a subscriber, of course. Leave a comment below. And I'll give away in a couple weeks. And I'll also leave a comment. And so if you're interested in this, not everybody would be, but if you're interested in this, just put the word page kit somewhere in your comment. Your comment simply can just be page kit. Yeah, page kits. Yes. And I will definitely, that way when I select a winner, and if it doesn't say the word page kits, I could go on to someone else because not everybody would want this. Okay, but isn't that beautiful? Jen Hatfield. Now this was Jen Hatfield back in the day. Yes, love that. And did you know that Jen Hatfield basically started out as a blogger, and I think her blog was called Tater Tots and Jello or something like that. Yes, she was known as a blogger before she was known as a designer. That's interesting. And so, yes, love the older Jen Hatfield. Okay, so what else do we have going on? Well, yes. Oh, here we got some. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at that. Oh, man. We got everything going on. We got photo play. We have Simple Stories, The Reset Girl. This is from Paper House, and I'm not sure where this is from. But look at that. Isn't that a pretty page kit? That is pretty. So yes, that is the giveaway. Every one of these page kits is going to someone. And I just wanted to share because I have an abundance of this. And so in my space, I'm trying to make my space more open. And so I am purging some things. And so one of the things I wanted to purge is that, or plan, is that I have some projects in progress, and page kits is one of those things that I have an abundance of. I just simply wanted to share and also to make some space for other things because there are other things coming up on the channel. So I need to make space for things because I'm the type of person that I can have lots of things, but every so often I'll get to the point where I feel like I'm on overload, and so I have to purge. It's just what happens in my process. I think this is crepe paper back in the day. Oh, yes, this is crepe paper. I don't know if that's We Are Memory Keepers or crepe paper, but these are older. And look, I even have some small scraps. That's crepe paper. Echo Park, Echo Park, Echo Park. Doodle Bug. Yes. There is lots of fun to be had in this giveaway. And I really, really hope that this would go to someone that just loves kits like I do, and then you want to do some fast scrapbooking. You could take this entire box, this entire giveaway on a crop. You'd be there for 4 days just playing with these paper page kits. Okay, let's see what else. Yes, I just hope that someone would really enjoy this. I know I would because I love kits. All you have to do is add some embellishments. Here's more Jen Hatfield. Yes. And here is some, there's even textured cardstock along with some of these. And there's just a white, look at that pretty. Oh, look at this. Now that is a page kit. Oh wait, is there another piece? Oh yes, there is. There's that ombre. I think this is Heidi Swamp. Look at that. Yes, that is all ready to go for someone to sit and scrapbook in this giveaway. Yes, okay, so now let's talk about the next thing that Karen over at Yes Please Paper Crafts, she has a series going on right now called Page Kit Mystery. How fun is that? Karen, that is a great name and a great idea for a page kit. I gotta get another pile out here. Hold on. Okay, I will grab this last pile. And hopefully this video is not too long. But that's okay. We're just hanging out. It's a mixer. We can be here for as long as we want. So, yes. Now, this is just all scraps. But look at this color scheme. It's like this vintage ivory and this beautiful green and black. That is a beautiful color scheme. And so, again, just separated by copy paper. That's how I do mine. Because I have a lot of copy paper. And plus, it's thin. It doesn't take up too much bulk. Now here's some tags, scraps. Oh, here's even a photo mat. Yes, you can put anything in a page kit. Paper page kit is just paper, but you can put any paper product in there. So there are scraps, there's branding strips, leftovers, tags, even a leftover from something, a photo mat. So yes, I hope someone really gets excited and wants to win this. I really do, because I think this is fun. But then I love kits, which is why I wanted to say Karen has this new series called Page Kit Mystery, and she's talking about building page kits. How fun is that? So her link will be below for that. Okay, so speaking of kits, again, all scraps, using this as my inspiration piece, just pulling colors from that. So let's just talk about that for a minute, because I do get that question a lot. How do I start doing kits, or even this is just paper page kits, is that you find a multicolor. For me, it's usually floral, but it could be geometrics for you, it could be watercolor, and then you just simply and there I have a piece of textured cardstock, is that you just simply go, okay, so let's start with this beautiful green. Okay, so let's just add that green. Okay, now let's pull in the yellow. So pull in the yellow. And these are not big pieces of paper, so sometimes you'll just use those as accents. So then we went into a darker pink. We got that. So there's a light and a dark pink. And then, of course, we have a blue. That was that blue there. And then we had a darker blue. So there, that is how I did that. And that is beautiful. That would be right there. Oh, man. Let's just do that right now. Okay, so you could build this kit so easily, or this page. See, you see what happens. I pull things out, and then I want to play with them. So there they just went by size, and then, of course, you cut the branding strips off. And then right there. Isn't that pretty? You could even mat that if you wanted. My notes are going flying. That is very pretty. Okay, so moving on. But this is a great exercise and a great activity to do when you want to play with paper and color and combinations and collections and collection packs, paper pads, but your brain is not there for the photos or just even doing anything else other than playing with paper. Now, I love this right here. Love this. This would be a very pretty fall page. Look at that. There's even some cut apart, some scraps. Very pretty. And again, the inspiration was this little cut apart. I think this is crepe paper as well. And so then I just pulled in that yellow and the turquoise and the coral. Isn't that pretty? Yes, that's going to go to someone's home and into someone's album. Love that. Yes. Okay, so now let's talk about fall releases, because I'm waiting on my order from a cherry on top that Lindsay March had sponsored. She's sponsoring the next SOS series. I think there'll be 3 of those SOS series because Lindsay, oh my goodness, Lindsay, I can't believe what she did. Okay, so Lindsay March won a giveaway from Page Maps, which was their, I forget, 10th year anniversary or 11th year anniversary, something like that. And so Lindsay March, one of my subscribers here, and she's also very active on Deborah's Facebook group. She's very talented, a very talented scrapbooker. I love her style. And so she said, well, I can't use this because the shipping would be so high. And so it would. If you're living, not in the United States and you have something shipped to you, sometimes a $100 gift certificate cost you $50 to use. So you have to balance, is it really worth it? But anyways, Lindsay sent me this beautiful email and said, hey, I won this. I can't use it, so I want you to have it. How precious is that? So Lindsay, thank you. And it was a $100 gift certificate to a cherry on top. That's the bee's knees right there. A cherry on top and Scrapbook Generations. You just can't get any better than that. No. So I'll have the links below for both of those. And so that is what I'm going to do with that gift certificate from Lindsay. She's going to sponsor the next 2 or 3 SOS series. It depends because prices are going up. Shipping is going up. So something to consider when you are purging. Prices are going up. So if you're not sure when it comes to purging, my rule of thumb is, well, my little one is just get rid of it. Okay? She'll think about that later. My hubby wants to keep it because prices are going up. Me, I'm in the middle. We have a great balance. Me, I'm like, if I'm not sure, I will hold on to it for another period of time, say a month or 2 months, and then I revisit that. Do I want to get rid of it? And so, where was I going with that? I don't know. Oh, yes. Prices are going up. I have seen some paper coming in at $1.29, $1.39, $1.49 for a single piece of paper. Some have had treatment on them as far as foil. Some haven't. Whew. I can't justify $1.49 for a piece of 12 by 12 paper. I just can't. Not when you can get an entire paper pad for $5 or $6. And those have foil treatment. So I don't know. I think companies are going to have to rethink that. Or, I'll hold on to that thought. I don't know. Maybe not do foil treatment or something. I mean, I just can't justify. Okay, so here are some more. These are October Afternoon. Yes, they are October Afternoon. And again, this little cut apart from October Afternoon was the inspiration because it's cherries. And so, of course, different pinks, different reds, and turquoise. And then the vintage vibe. This is a mood and feel page kit because I added in some newspaper type print or dictionary print. This is crepe paper too. Oh, man, if you could feel the weight of that. This is when crepe paper was crepe paper. Miss those days. really do. And so what I'm saying is, back in the day, we used to pay 59, 69, 79, 89, and the norm is about 99 cents. But you were getting a 99-cent sheet of paper. There was some weight to it. And so for that 99 cents, you could use it as a background, or you could use it as pattern paper, or you could use it as a bookmark. It just had a lot of substance to it. So now you're paying more than 99 cents and you're not getting the quality. So that was my point. So I think if these companies want to charge $1.49 for a piece of paper, fine. Well, some of us will always pay for paper, me included. But you better start making sure the quality is worth $1.49. That was my long-winded answer. And then this is a die cut, just half of a die cut. Isn't this a very kitcheny? That's very pretty, like that. Okay. So, yes, so for the fall releases, in our SOS series, we will be talking about the fall releases, Christmas releases, and they will not be page kits as we did in the spring SOS series, because most of us don't make page kits out of themed paper. So that is what is coming up. So I want to thank Lindsay for that giveaway. Very, very kind of her. So I'm excited about to get that order in. And so as I was looking through that, what were some of the fall releases that caught your eye? Please post that below. And if you want to, since this is a long mixer, if you want to do more than one comment because you want to get this page kit comment in, definitely you can do that too. You can do a comment that just says page kit, and then you could just leave a comment and chat with me, because I love when people leave me comments. And so this is another one, very pretty. This is crepe paper, my mind's eye. So you can see where this piece of paper here, that was in the previous page kit. It's just a 6x12 cut in half. So that is one way to stretch paper when you're doing a page kit. Simply cut it in a 6x12 size. And so there was one collection, of course, probably some of you already know, I don't even need to say. There was one collection that stood out for me, and I said to myself, I will need to buy this collection. Okay, so it's on my Christmas list. And so that is what I do usually for my Christmas list. I will buy something scrapbook related. I will buy it myself. I will put it under the tree, and it's from my hubby. That's just what I do, because that is what I want for Christmas. It's usually something scrapbook related. And so I have done that for years because, you know, he doesn't know what to buy. And I don't put that pressure on him, because then if you get something you don't like it, then he feels bad, and then you're disappointed, yada yada, you know what it is. So I always buy myself something scrapbook related. So with Carta, Home Again, that collection pack will be under the Christmas tree. Yes, for me, because that is what I'm asking for Christmas, is a collection pack, maybe two, because there's another one that caught my eye. And then also an Epson PictureMate, the new version. I might put that on there. So that is super, super pretty. See what I'm saying? Look at that. Now that is a 99 cents of paper. Yeah, yeah. Man, I would pay $1.49 for that, because it's such a nice weight. It's double-sided. It's beautiful artwork, beautiful colors. But some of that stuff that's coming out for $1.49, oh, and then let's just talk about my mind's eye prices. Oh my word. I don't know who has been telling them how to price some of their embellishment packs. I'm looking at them and I'm like, surely that cannot be right. A pack of brads, $8 or $9. A 6x6 pad, $8 or $9. No, thank you. I will play with what I have. Thank you very much. I cannot justify, because of the amount of items that I have, the amount of scrapbooking supplies I have bought in the last, let's just say, quarter of a century, because I've been scrapbooking for 23 years. I cannot justify $9 for a 6x6 paper pad. I cannot justify $7 or $8 for a brad pack, because you're getting smaller amounts. That to me is just, honestly, pricing themselves out of the market. I just can't see that. I don't know where they're pricing. Their pricing really jumped this last release. But we'll talk about that in our SOS series. Look at that. That is very pretty. Die cuts with a view, crepe paper. And what is this? I don't know. I think that all came from DIY. Yes, those 4 pieces came from crepe paper DIY. Yeah, the DIY line. And this was just die cuts with a view. Very, very pretty. Very vintage. And so you can see in my page kits, oh, here, I have Visa cardstock with it too. You can see that in my page kits that I have a variety of how many pieces of paper I put in. I have a variety of how many sizes I have put in, and I have a variety of colors. So when you're doing something like this, you'll always have something to go with your photos. And that is a question I get asked every week, is that when you're making page kits, how do you know what you're going to scrap? I say that's the beauty of it. You don't know what you're going to scrap, so have a variety of page kits. So you can see just in this page kit pile giveaway, there is a variety. Yeah, now we have some pebbles. Look at all that. And we have some pink paisley. I think this is Heidi Swap. How many pieces I got going on here? Look at all that. That's very pretty. There is some Simple Stories. Crepe paper. And then, yes, that is just a hodgepodge of different manufacturers, but it looks all pretty together. Okay, so what's the next thing we could talk about? Oh, the next collection that jumped out at me, and I don't know why. I haven't figured it out. Is Echo Park. Of course, you know, my favorite manufacturer is Carta, so something of my favorite, I'm so glad it's from them, is that Echo Park came out with a collection called Little Lumberjack, and we'll be talking about that in the SOS series, and so that is on my radar. Those two right there have been on my radar. I'm not sure if I would get the whole collection pack for Little Lumberjack, and I don't know if it's because we're heading into the fall season. It feels kind of fall, but I can see a lot of Disney pages with it. I can see a lot of outdoor and sportsman and man pages with it. It just seems like it has a little bit of everything, and so I really like it. The color scheme is kind of limited, but you can also use it for Christmas. So maybe that is why I'm drawn to it. And again, we'll talk more about that. Look at this. This is just different pieces. Again, there's more of that die cuts with a view. And here is a little piece of jelly bean die cut. There are some crepe paper. Man. And this pink is a nice weight, so I could use that as my background. So if you are someone that likes pattern paper for a background, the weight of that paper really needs to be in consideration if you're thinking of a base. This is substantial. I think this is Recollections. So that is very pretty. Okay, so yes, Little Lumberjack by Echo Park and Home Again by Carta has made my radar. Yeah. Oh, I love this. What is this? What is this? This is crepe paper, I believe. Look at that denim. Isn't that pretty with October Afternoon? Oh, right there's a page right there. Look how easy. Oh my goodness, is that not a block with a band? Block with a band with a strip. There you go. That is pretty. That is a pretty page right there. Yes, and that's going to go to someone's home. Okay, so what do I have left on my list? Okay, so, yes, in October, we have another load event coming up. And, love these colors. Yeah, you see, oh, yeah, and even if you have paper that is torn, leave it in there because you could just use that as is. Yeah, that's pretty pretty. In October, there's another load event coming up, and so let me pause there for a minute, grab a drink, and let's just keep on chatting away. Hold on. All right, so yes, in October there's another load event happening, and if you are a Scrap Happy member, and there will be a discount code linked below, so thank you ladies for signing up using my code. And so the load event theme for October, and it's only available if you're a Scrap Happy member. You can't buy it on its own, and it is, I'm just so excited how Alice is going to take this theme, and it's thanks a lot. Okay, but between the letter T is a T period Hanks, so it's thanks a lot, but it's inspired by Tom Hanks. Is that not too fun? So I'm really hoping I can carve out some time. Look at this beautiful wood grain. Oh, that is beautiful color scheme. Wood grain, like a gray wood grain with this hot pink and this My Mind's Eye paper and some Simple Stories and some black. Beautiful color scheme right there. All inspired by this right here. All inspired by that. So yes, it's thanks a lot, but there's a period after the T, so it's really T Hanks a lot. That is just so fun. I don't know how she comes up with these themes, but I'm excited for that. October, of course, is a busy month, you know, more travels, so I don't know how that's going to work, but I definitely can be inspired. So what happens is when I'm traveling and I don't get to scrapbook, is that I will find the inspiration. So there's so many series going on right now, and then of course with the load event that's going to be happening, I'll have inspiration. So even though I can't scrapbook, I can definitely get inspiration, and I just take a little notebook with me and I just make up notes. I come up with story ideas, things like that. Okay, so again, more page kits. And I hope this flip through was something fun, or at least you're just looking at color schemes. I always love that too. See, now here's what I mean. This arrow paper, this pink paper, is such a substantial weight. What is it? Oh, it's my mind's eye. Yeah. That is really nice. And so, you know, to pay $1.49 for that nowadays, perfectly fine. But the paper nowadays isn't made like it was back in the golden days. And so, let's just keep on going. And so yes, and I will have the discount code below if you want to look into the Scrap Happy membership. There you get the load events included for free in your Scrap Happy membership. Now this has a variety of papers and sizes. You could definitely stretch this into 2 or 3 pages easily. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Love that color scheme. So again, what I did, use that as the inspiration. So there is the green. Okay, and then, of course, that's the reverse of that. Not crazy for that. And then also, too, that hot pink. And I just have different sizes. Basically, you could tell those came from scraps. And then turquoise, a couple different turquoise. Don't have to be the same shades. Don't worry about it. And then more of that hot pink. Look at that. Beautiful color scheme. Oh, that's beautiful. Yes. Whenever I do something like this, then I get inspired to scrapbook. So this is something, you know, an activity or an exercise you could do if you have lost your mojo. Get out and just pair some papers together, find some color schemes. There's a lot of color schemes on Pinterest. Just put in color schemes on Pinterest and you'll have boards and boards and boards of color schemes. So I'm getting close to the end of my cup of tea. I'm getting close to the end of this mega paper page kit pile, and I'm at the end of my notes, but that means, look ladies, how many things we talked about. Yeah, that was a lot. There's no way I can remember all that because I get too distracted when I look at pretty paper. I get too distracted. Oh man, yes, so I do think, I'm looking at this pile, and let me see if I can measure. Oh my goodness. I don't know. I would say we're over probably 8 or 9 inches of paper right there. Yeah, in these paper page kits. How fun is that? So again, here is more just leftovers from probably other layouts. Just put your leftovers together, add some cardstock or not, separate it with a piece of copy paper, you're good to go. Yes, that is a good way to deal with leftovers if you're someone who don't use scraps. Take those leftovers, make them into page kits sooner than later. Oh, and also with that, I have a gutted piece of paper that I had with that. So let me find that. And I'll put that all together. So yes, you can even do that. Now see, that's not really going to hold up. Yes. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay, there's more of this beautiful paper by Echo Park, My Mind's Eye. And don't be afraid to mix and match manufacturers. Just go by colors, have fun. So that's definitely... So I will have all the links below for everything I talked about all the current YouTube happenings. Definitely a lot of series going on. So thank you, ladies, for creating content with your channels. It means a lot to us that we don't have crops and retreats and other scrappy friends. So it really is a way to be part of the community with not even having to leave the room. That's always fun. And then also to the load event, definitely look into that. If you're a Scrap Happy member, it's included for free. Just enjoy. So I will hopefully be getting to partake in that in October. And then we have some things coming up here. You know, we have some series coming up. So I'm excited about that. I think I have all of my notes done. Definitely hop over to Lisa's channel at Madenew to Create if you're interested in a Bible study with some fellow friends. And again, it's just to hang out, have fun, talk about the Lord, love on the Lord, and just maybe take a break from real life and look at, you know, focus on what, you know, the real reason why we're here. That's how I look at it. No Bible thumping, no judgment, no Bible thumping, because that's not what I look for when it comes to Bible journaling and spending time in the Word. It's for me. It's not for anybody else. And look at this last one. This is by Pebbles. And there is some Jen Hadfield, and this is just lovely. Look at that color scheme. Again, using this Pebbles paper, no, I'm sorry, American Crafts. This American Crafts, I think it was called My Girl. And so using this, I have this, like a pink coral. And then I have this yellow, and then I have this gray. Gray's always a neutral. And then, of course, some turquoise, and this came from the actual one of the leftovers branding strips. And I think it was called Happy Girl or My Girl. Very pretty. And then added some text in there. Why not? Because if you can see, these are kind of tonal and tones. Not much going on with these. And so my scrap is kind of small. So I always add in text when I need something. There you go. So that is that last page kit that will be definitely up for grabs for some lucky winner. All you have to do is put the word page kit in your comment or leave a separate comment just saying page kit. And that way I know that if your name is drawn, you're interested, and I will send that to someone in a couple weeks. And then also, what else? I think that's it. Thank you for hanging out with me this Friday night, just having some fun, catching up on some things. And there's so much going on. Definitely hit the show more button. Look at all the links I have listed below. And then also, yes, just enjoy this hobby, yes. And come back in a couple of days. I'll have another start to finish video where we play with our Kit Crunch and just more scrapbooking happening. I love this time of year because things are getting to a more slower pace sometimes, and then you have time for other projects, things like that. Okay, so that's all I have for this 15-minute mixer. Thanks for hanging out with me, having fun looking at these page kits. Get your name in this giveaway if you're interested. And then, oh, you must be over 18, USA only. Just want to say that. And so come back to RTS because you never know what we're gonna do. Bye.